Hello, and welcome back to my vlog, Essays on the Constitution of the United States, Part 12, Cassius 9, Part 2. Section 8 provides that Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, excises, etc., to pay debts, to provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States, that all duties, imposts, and excises shall be uniform throughout the Union. They shall have power to coin money and to fix the value thereof, etc. The impotency of the present Congress sufficiently indicates the necessity of granting greater powers to a federal head, and it is highly requisite such a head should be enabled to establish a fund adequate to the exigencies of the Union. The propriety of all duties and imposts being uniform throughout the states cannot be disputed. It is also highly requisite that Congress should be enabled to establish a coin which shall circulate the same throughout all the states. The necessity of such arrangements is certainly very obvious. For other particulars contained in the 8th section, I must refer my readers to the Constitution, and am confident they will find it replete with nothing more than what is absolutely necessary should be vested in the guardians of a free country. Can, then, those murmuring sycophants who oppose the plan of federal government wish for anything more liberal than what is contained in the aforementioned section? If the powers of a federal head were to be established on as weak a frame as that on which the present Confederation is founded, what effect would any constitution have in giving energy to measures designed to promote the glory of the Union and for establishing its honor and credit? One great object of the Federal Convention was to give more power to future assemblies of the states. In this they have done liberally, without partiality to the interests of the states individually, and their intentions were known before the honorable body was dissolved. And now that a form of government every way adequate to the purposes of the Union has been proposed by them, in which proper powers are to be vested in the supreme head, a hue and cry is raised by the sons of sedition and dishonesty, as though an army of uncircumcised Philistines were upon us. They are bellowing about that tyranny will inevitably follow the adoption of the proposed Constitution. It is, however, an old saying that the greatest rogue is apt to cry rogue first. This we may rely upon, that if we follow perfidious counsels, as those are, I dare affirm, of the Anti-Federalists, every evil which that sap brood anticipates will befall us. Besides, foreign creditors will not be cheated out of their property, nor will the creditors of our own country be tame spectators of the sacrifice of their interests at the shrine of villainy. Section 9th says, the writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended, unless in case of rebellion or the invasion of the public safety may require it. It has been asserted by some that a person accused of a crime would be obliged to ruin himself in order to prove his innocence, as he would be obliged to repair to the seat of federal government in order to have his cause tried before a federal court, and be liable to pay all expenses which might be incurred in the undertaking. But the section before mentioned proves that assertion to be futile and false, as it expressly provides for securing the rights of the subjects in regard to his being tried in his own state. The 9th section further provides that a regular statement and account of the receipts and expenditures of all public monies shall be published from time to time. Thus the people will have it in their power to examine the appropriations made of the revenues and taxes collected by Congress, and if they are not satisfied in regard to the conduct of their rulers in this respect, they will be able to effect a change agreeable to their wishes. The last section of this article provides that no state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, etc., coin money, emit bills of credit, make any other but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debt. All laws respecting imposts, duties, and excises shall be subject to the revision and control of Congress. The absolute necessity of powers of this nature being vested in a federal head is indisputable. For want of such a power, what vile proceedings have of late disgraced almost every legislative measure of Rhode Island. For want of such a power, some honest creditors in Massachusetts have been paid in old horses and enormous rocks in return for money loaned upon interest. With respect to the control of Congress over laws of the aforementioned description, it is highly requisite that it should take place, nor have the people anything to fear from such a proceeding, for their control cannot be extended farther than the powers granted in the new Constitution, the words of which are, all powers herein granted. If any act originates contrary to this, it will be of no effect and a mere nullity. Section 1 of Article 2 provides that the executive power shall be vested in a President of the United States. The necessity of such a provision must appear reasonable to any one, and further remarks, therefore, on this head will be needless. In the same section it is provided, among other things which to argue upon would be unnecessary, as they are founded on the firmest principles of republicanism, that Congress shall determine the time for choosing electors, and the day of election shall be the same throughout the Union. Can anything more strongly mark a liberal and free government than this clause? No one state will in the least be influenced in their choice by that of another. And Congress cannot have the least control in regard to the appointment of any particular men for electors. This, among other things, proves that all requisite power will still remain in the hands of the people, and any insinuation to the contrary must be a mere chicane to blind the judgments of the misinformed. Cassius, to be continued. That is the end of that. Make it a great day, and bye for now.